So it's just all around unfair for all of us.
That's how Leona Moore Rodriguez describes working with a third-party delivery service. She and her husband, Luis, own the station, a Beacon Hill coffee shop. They say during this pandemic, they felt the financial struggle.
How big of a loss is this for your business?
Huge. I mean, like I said, we have lost 60% of our sales.
They've adjusted their business model, providing to-go orders and delivery only. In March, they joined with Grubhub and have done nearly 300 orders, but claim they were only paid $157.
The total sales was $3,600 and something. So basically, they have kept $3,500.
That would not add up with a new emergency order the mayor's office announced in late April, a 15% commission cap on third-party delivery services. We contacted Grubhub, and late this afternoon, a spokesperson provided this statement. Quote, "We know these are tough times for independent restaurants, and we deeply value the feedback we hear from owners. The station signed up to join our platform on March 17th, and we're paid on a monthly basis via check until May 2nd, when they switch to direct deposit. To date, the restaurant has received 3 payments for the time frame between March 17th and May 4th. After receiving the statement, we attempted to reach the owners of the station with this new information and are still waiting to hear back. When it comes to a cap on commissions, it is something Councilmember Lisa Herbold pushed for.
Why did you feel it was so important for this cap to exist?
Well, first of all, I think we want to support our small businesses.
She says it's also about supporting the people the small businesses employ.
I do see more of my local restaurants doing third-party deliveries. They weren't before, and they weren't before in protest of the high caps.
She sees that as a positive during a time when businesses are figuring out how to stay afloat. In Seattle, Natalie Swaby, King 5 News.